All right, let's talk real quick here the difference between demand, a shift in demand, or what we call a change in the quantity demanded. So let's just use a demand, and we'll throw supply in there too, but a demand curve for, let's just use pork. And so let's use that as our example. And if you think about, remember what demand is. It's this entire relationship that a consumer, and we'll just use an individual consumer has with pork or a pork chop, okay, and price. Now this relationship, okay, this relationship is subjective. It's based on our income, our tastes, how much we like pork versus beef versus anything else that we'd want to eat. It's based on our expectations, what we think is going to happen in the future. It's based on the price of related good. So these things, right, in influence, and when we're talking about the market, like all the consumers, it's the number of buyers too. But when we're looking at an individual, right, an individual level, it's really going to be kind of these four. And these four things, our income level, our taste preferences, and our expectations, and the price of goods that are related to pork, beef, fish, chicken, etc., are going to establish our demand relationship. And that's going to stay constant until it changes. Okay? So imagine this being a picture or a snapshot of our demand. And we're going to say here at, we'll just go at $10. We're going to have a quantity of 3. Okay, and at $5, it'd be a quantity of 10 units, pounds of pork, whatever you want, whatever unit you want to use. So you can see, right, based on our current income, our tastes, our expectations, where we're at right now, we take a snapshot. Okay, if this were $5, if pork were $5 a pound, we'd buy 10 pounds in a set amount of time, maybe a week, maybe a month, whatever it would be, whatever unit of time. Okay, if it was $10, come up to 10, we come over and we hit our demand, we're going to buy 3 pounds. That's the law of demand. So as price changes, we see a change in the quantity demanded. We move along this curve. Okay, price change. So a quantity demand change, the only thing that's going to lead to, I'll get my picture out of the way there. The only thing that is going to change the quantity demanded is a change in price of pork. So pork prices change, go from $10 to $5. We move from this point on the curve to this point. A change in demand, remember demand is the whole curve, results from a change in one of these 5 factors. So that's the difference. So when our income changes, our taste change, maybe we have a bad example of pork. Maybe we had a pork chop and it wasn't cooked all the way through. It made us sick, and now our taste for pork change, and we see now our demand curve shifting way to the left due to our change in our attitudes, to our taste towards pork. So now at $10, we're not even hitting the demand curve. We're not buying pork at $10. We're going to think about it at 5, right? We're going to buy maybe 1 pound. We come over and hit it. We buy 1 pound at $5. So the entire demand curve is shifted, and now it's established a whole new relationship because something has changed. And it could have been our income that changed. It could have been our expectations of the future price. It could have been the price of beef that changed because that'd be a related good. These factors will move this curve one way or the other. So if it's a demand shift, it's going to be a change in one of these factors. If it is a change in the quantity demanded, okay, we don't say quantity demand shifts, we say it changes, we move along the curve. quantity demanded is going to be only from a change in the price of pork. That is the only thing. Change in price means a change in quantity demanded. A change in price will not shift the demand curve. Hope that makes sense.